You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Beyond the Gates fans, I want to talk to you about my takeaways, what I thought was good and bad from week one. It wasn't a perfect week, but it was a pretty good week. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. If you're not following us, please click that subscribe button. So just right off the bat, so many gorgeous sets, the fashion, the beautiful people. I don't think any other daytime drama has this many sets or this many obviously expensive and lush sets. You know, over on Bold and the Beautiful, we've got like 3 houses we see, a couple of offices, maybe 5 or 6 sets in a week. At Y&R, we've got, 3 to 5 houses and apartments, 3 restaurants, no offices most days. So, more like 6 to 8 sets in a week. Days, don't even get me started. They actually have a fair amount of sets, but they are falling apart. They are in tacky disarray. Half the characters live in hotel rooms or tiny 2-room apartments, So, and if you watch General Hospital, I think they're probably the closest to utilizing a lot of different sets that are pretty well made, but they do not have almost 30 sets like Beyond the Gates. And of course, the clothes are gorgeous, the hair and makeup is on point, and most of the camera work looks great. Visually, I think Beyond the Gates is superb, in my humble opinion. Now, in terms of characters, we have a strong, cohesive family pretty much at the core with a married matriarch and patriarch that are couple goals, There are a ton of top-notch, really great actors, Clifton Davis, Tamara Tunie, Karla Mosley, and most of the other actors that are, 40s and up, I believe are rock solid. I cannot wait to see John Lindstrom in the mix. There's a nice variety of roles: doctors, lawyers, retirees, politicians, models, influencers, firemen, nurses, realtors, stay-at-home rich lady, stay-at-home rich husband. We have a gay couple, all good. A nice array of types of people, so no matter who you are or what you do, there's somebody there you can probably identify with or empathize with. I think that's very nicely done with just a wide array of types of people that they have created for the show. The next thing I really like is all the little touches. The set decorating, the nods to the culture and the community are magnificent. Every scene, I find myself really checking out the set dressing, the artwork on the walls. There's so much to see. You can tell they really splashed out. A few times I've had to actually rewind and go back to re-listen to dialogue because I noticed I was looking at the art on the walls, the details of an outfit, or in one case, there were some really cool coffee table books that I was looking at the titles of, and I missed the dialogue in a scene with like Vernon and Martin, I think, and I've also missed some dialogue between Dani and Vanessa, just looking at really cool set dressing. Also, I love how, on most shows, even if somebody lives in a mansion, you just see a living room and it's smallish. They have huge sets. They just look like rich people homes. It's extremely well done. All the homes are unique. They each have a distinct design feel, as do the offices. An absolute ton of attention to detail went into setting this show up, and it absolutely shows. The next thing I want to talk about is Beyond the Gates, to me, I felt it really hit the ground running. A lot of new series, when they start, the first episode is painfully slow. They introduce the characters, they do a lot of exposition to explain backstories, and it can be like, usually the very first episode of a first season is the worst episode of the whole series. That's just been my experience as a TV watcher, daytime drama, nighttime drama, all kinds of shows that I watch. But Beyond the Gates just went bam. Danny's crazy mad, Bill's a tool, Haley's skanky, the Duprees are power personified. I felt like they definitely were nonstop from the first, particularly from the second episode on. The first episode moved a little slower, but again, I think it was very good for a first episode. And from episode 2 through 5, I thought it moved at a really nice pace. It kept my attention. I wanted to see what was next, and I wanted to see the next episode, which is huge. Because sometimes I'll watch the first episode of a show and go, maybe I'll try it again. Maybe I won't. This one I wanted to. I absolutely love the intro and how the elements of the gates from the logo are blown up and zoomed in around the key actor photos during the intro. It's visually unique from the other soaps. It's very nice to look at. I really like the theme song. I also like the scoring throughout the whole show because I don't like some soaps that are just like dead quiet, and then like Days, they have very weird sound effects, and it's very mood appropriate. It doesn't get too loud. It doesn't overshadow the dialogue. It's got a very nice feel to it. A primetime feel, I would say. And last, I loved that by the end of week 1, we are already unpacking some serious drama. Leslie running Laura off the road so her daughter Eva can get a job working for her secret daddy's wife. Seems like Martin may have killed somebody. Wonder if he was off doing something he ought not to have been doing since he's a politician and things spun out of control. Bill and the blackmail. Also, it's starting to feel to me like the realtor Vanessa and her doctor husband Doug either have an open marriage or they're both just cheaters. I don't know, but call me intrigued. All right. Now let's talk about the things that I didn't love so much. I will say one thing that really bothered me, and maybe it didn't bother you, it was the FaceTime calls. First, who FaceTimes from their job as a nurse when they just got the job? It's their first couple of days standing in the hospital hallway gossiping in the middle of a workday. Issue 1. That's a writing issue. Second, I thought the way they filmed these looked very janky. It did not feel organic. It did not feel like a back and forth real life conversation. There was a lag between what the person on the main screen was saying and the reaction from the person shown on the phone screen. Sometimes their facial expressions didn't match what they should have been hearing. Clearly, they were filmed separately, and so they didn't know what the other half of the conversation sounded like, and so they weren't reacting. It was weird editing. I've never seen something like this, and I thought, okay, maybe this is just me that I don't like it. I showed it to my son who works in film and TV, and I gave him just the time codes to watch those couple of scenes, and he agreed. Very weird looking. Showed it to my hubby who's a video editor, and he's like, what the heck is that? Anyway, I can see they were trying something new to make it different from other soaps, but I would like to not see it anymore unless they can make it more seamless and real looking. It looked very forced, janky, out of sync. I don't exactly know how to phrase it. Let me know in the comments if you noticed. Next, and this may upset some people, and I apologize in advance, but there are a few, not a lot, but a few less experienced actors on Beyond the Gates who are unseasoned, and I noticed it in their scenes. A couple of younger actors, I'm not going to say their names, but several, a few, not that many, but their dialogue felt forced. It felt like they weren't expressing genuine emotion. Felt to me like they were reading lines on a page without embodying the character and feeling the emotion. And I know from the BTG intro episodes the week prior that they did roll the dice and cast some people that are new to acting, not new to performing, but new to acting. And if I had to guess, probably a budgetary thing because they splashed out on some of the other bigger names. However, I'll say this, I am completely optimistic that these inexperienced actors can learn on the job from the experienced soap actors and improve rapidly. I'm heading into future episodes expecting the acting of these few people to get better. And it's just a few. I do expect them to catch on quickly. People that work on soaps a lot of times are very happy to mentor people that haven't been on a soap or that haven't done this. So I feel like they're going to be taken under wings and they're going to learn fast. That's what I'm hoping. So my last issue may be a non-issue, depending on how Monday's episode goes. So Dani pulled a gun at the Speak Now, Forever Hold Your Peace part, and then she fired. That was Cliffhanger Friday. Here's my concern. Michelle Valjean wrote for B&B for more than a decade, and they are really bad at Bold for fake cliffhangers. So for instance, on a given Friday, Bold would show a passionate kiss between two characters that you don't expect to see kissing. It's taboo or it's cheating. even a love scene of ripping off clothes, something like that. Then come around Monday, oh, we were just kidding. It was a daydream in somebody's head. Bold does that a lot, and it really ticks off fans. So I am really hoping I'm wrong about this Dani cliffhanger being faked. I am personally not a fan of soaps releasing promos that show deliberately false info like daydream sequences, and Bold is really bad about that. And of course, the showrunner was part of that writing regime. So what I really mean is that I hope the showrunner didn't bring bad habits from Bold over to BTG, because to be honest, I watch all 5 soaps now, and Bold is the most frustrating one for shenanigans like that. They fake kill characters and then have actors do exit interviews to mislead fans when they know the character was never dead at all and never intended it to be. This has happened more than once. If you watch Bold, you know what I'm talking about. You know, you want to trust the people that are telling you the story. You want them not to insult your intelligence or to be dodgy. You want authentic writing. So I truly think the problem over at Bold was the showrunner there, Brad Bell. And I know Michelle Valjean did great work at General Hospital. And, you know, by the way, Y&R is really bad about fake promos and dreams too. Their Valentine's Day episode was 3 dreams, nothing factual, nothing that actually moved plots forward, and fans were furious. So with both the other CBS soaps having these really bad habits that frustrate fans, I hope and pray that Beyond the Gates will not go down that same road. I hope they aren't being pressured by the powers that be at CBS Daytime to engage in this typical shenanigan that frustrates and discourages fans. So if Dani's thing from Friday is a fake out and she's still sitting there and just opened her purse to get a mint or something, you know, I'm going to be a little annoyed, but I'm going to be optimistic and hope it's a one-off and not a harbinger of many bad habits brought over from Bold. So we'll see. Overall, I am wowed by Beyond the Gates. I can't wait for this coming week's episodes. I found the promo at the end of Friday's episode kind of too rapid to parse and squished up in a corner, hard to see. I'd like it to be full screen like it is at the end of the week at Y&R and B&B, rather than shoved in a corner and very hard to see. But overall, I give it 4 out of 5 stars with a lot of optimism that it can be a 5-star soap that draws in a lot of viewers. And maybe this is the dawn of a new day for daytime dramas, and it'll be, you know, one of many. And if not, I'll just take one more good soap. So very optimistic, very excited, not a lot of criticism, but a few things. Let me know what you think in the comments.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.